Chapter 1. The Battlefield of Doubt. The sun rises over Kurukshetra, casting a golden light on the sacred field. The ground is trembling, not from earthquakes, but from the pounding hooves of war elephants and the roll of mighty chariots. Warriors stand in lines stretching as far as the eye can see. The air smells of dust, sweat, and tension. This is no ordinary gathering. This is a meeting of destiny. In the court of the blind king Dhritarashtra, far from the battlefield, the king leans forward. "Sanjaya," he says to his advisor, "tell me, what is happening on my battlefield, where my sons face the sons of Pandu?" And Sanjaya begins to paint the scene. On one side, the Pandavas, noble and righteous, led by the mighty Bhima and the peerless archer Arjuna. On the other, the Kauravas, proud and fierce, led by Duryodhana, burning with ambition. Duryodhana strides to his teacher, the venerable Drona, and points across the field. "Look, master," he says, "see how the Pandavas have arranged their forces, with the great warrior Drupada and others ready for battle." His voice is calm, but his eyes betray unease. He lists the heroes on both sides, each name a drumbeat of power. The warriors raise their conches, great shells that roar like thunder. Krishna, divine yet disguised as a humble charioteer, blows his own conch, its sound cutting through the hearts of men. Arjuna lifts his bow and sounds his conch in reply. The battlefield trembles. Arjuna turns to Krishna. "Drive my chariot between the armies, so I may see whom I must face." Krishna steers forward. The chariot halts in the space between two seas of warriors. Arjuna's eyes sweep over the faces, uncles who once told him stories, cousins who shared his childhood games, teachers who shaped his skill. And suddenly, the great warrior's heart falters. His bow slips from his hand. His knees grow weak. "Krishna, I cannot do this," he whispers. "To kill them is to kill myself. What joy can victory bring if it is soaked in the blood of those I love? I would rather lay down my arms and let them strike me down than live with such sin." And there, in the heart of the greatest war, Arjuna lowers his bow.
Chapter 2. The Awakening of Wisdom. Krishna studies his friend. His eyes hold both compassion and strength. "Arjuna, your sorrow does not befit you. This weakness will bring you no honor in this life, nor heaven in the next. Stand and cast off this petty faint-heartedness." Arjuna protests, "But Krishna, how can I fight against my elders, my teachers, my kin? Better to live by begging than to feast on victory bought at the cost of their lives." Krishna's voice is steady. "You grieve for those who need not be grieved for. The wise lament neither the living nor the dead. You speak of killing and dying, but the self, the true soul, cannot be slain. As a man changes worn-out clothes for new ones, the soul sheds an old body for another. Death is certain for the born, and birth is certain for the dead. This is the natural order." Arjuna listens, but doubt clings to him. Krishna presses on. "You are a warrior. Your duty is to protect righteousness. To refuse this fight is to abandon your dharma, your sacred responsibility. Do not be ruled by fear or desire. Be equal in victory and defeat, gain and loss, pleasure and pain. Such balance is yoga." He speaks of action without attachment. "Perform your duty, but do not cling to the fruits of your labor. Let go of the I and the mine. Offer every action to the divine, and you will be free from bondage." The words strike deep. Arjuna is still troubled, but something within him begins to stir, a faint light breaking through the fog. Chapter 3. The Path of Action. "Krishna," Arjuna asks, "if wisdom is greater than action, why do you urge me to fight? Should I not renounce action altogether?" Krishna smiles faintly. "Because action is unavoidable. Even to survive, you must act. No one can remain truly idle, for nature will compel you to work. But work without selfish desire. That is karma yoga, the yoga of action. He warns of the enemy within. Desire and anger are born of restless craving. They cloud the mind and lead to destruction. Master your senses and control your mind, and you will master your destiny. Krishna does not speak as a distant teacher, but as one who lives what he teaches. Arjuna, I have nothing to gain in all the three worlds, yet I act. If I ceased to act, the world would fall into ruin. So I work, and so should you, not for personal gain, but for the welfare of all beings. The lesson is clear. It is not action that binds us, but the attachment to results. The key is to act selflessly, like a servant of the divine.